I encourage everyone to have what's called a DP report. It's called a daily progress report. Every company, regardless of industry, it's whatever your desired revenue is for the year, broken down from annual amount to quarterly amount to a monthly amount to a weekly amount to a daily amount. And this DP report, by the way, is visible for the whole organization. You don't need to tell everyone in your company what you're making from a profit perspective, but it's being transparent with your numbers ends up reaping a lot of reward. So they know what winning looks like. If you don't allow your culture know what winning looks like, they're going to default to not feeling like they're ever doing enough. So we have a goal in all of our companies every single month that we're chasing. It's the DP report goal. And we meet every single day and we say, okay, what's the dollar amount we're sitting at currently? And what's the gap to goal? And then we say, okay, what are the levers? What are the things in the pipe that we're engaging in to ensure we secure goal? We talk about those things every day, and then we say, okay, who's accountable for each of these levers? And perhaps if the marketing manager is there, the marketing manager is in charge of getting onto the agency and just making sure that there's transparency on strategy there. The person in-house might be texting or email blasting your customer base. Technicians might be incentivized to cross-sell more that day. We might offer a different accessory of the month that is more applicable to that time of year. We might offer a special, but we're every morning proactively thinking about what are the things we're going to do that's going to secure goal. Many companies don't know their numbers. Some companies do and meet, but they meet and it becomes like a reporting session where they're just announcing where they're at. That's not the point of the meeting. The point is to think as a team and come away from that meeting with conducive solutions, and then who is accountable to executing those solutions. Because if everyone's accountable, no one's accountable, and then actually bringing those things about. And then what we do is we bonus everyone in the organization when DP goal is hit. Everyone. Obviously, the dollar amount you get rewarded is different based on your level in the organization, and I encourage you to predefine that. But then everyone in the culture has one laser focus, and then each freaking month you get the opportunity to celebrate. And what you're really allowing for yourself and for your culture is you're allowing yourself to build a culture that can win. Because winning is number one, defined, and then number two, celebrated. So you're reinforcing the desire to want to do it more. And then you celebrate together, you win together or you lose together, but it unites the team more. And the importance of that morning meeting, a phrase that my father-in-law says, and he's one of the largest residential home service companies in the United States, Paul Kelly, he says, if you meet often enough with the right people, you'll solve any problem. And chances are you all have good people. The people that you have right now, you want to get the most out of them. So meet with them in the morning, ask them, okay, what are we doing to secure goal, and have that dialogue, and then ensure accountability happens for executing upon those levers. And then I want you communicating with the whole organization. Okay, here's where we're at from goal. And once wins happen in your organization, that they're wildly celebrated too. Because what you're doing is you're conditioning your team to engage in optimal performance more, to engage in behavior that facilitates the meeting of goal more. So transparency of numbers, DP report, massive. Don't be afraid to be transparent with your numbers and talk about them. Talk about them early and often. The companies that do the best in any business, but I see it so much in this industry, are the companies that don't wait until the 27th of the month to realize that they're short on goal. You really want to pivot on like the 3rd or the 4th and the 5th. And if you're pivoting early and often, you just will secure goal for the most part. You have way greater odds because you're tweaking your plan many times versus your plan is going south and the 27th of the month you realize that. And like if you're seeking $1 million month and it's the 27th of the month and you've done 700K, it's kind of hard to make up that dollar amount in such a short few days. But if you realize you're not on track early, you have a whole host of opportunity to pivot. And we tell people, like, we don't necessarily care if you're off track any given day. So the report, by the way, will tell you how many dollars you need to make each day in order to arrive at goal, how many dollars you need to make each week to arrive at goal, each month to arrive at annual goal. It breaks it all down. And if you're not on track, it goes red. We don't necessarily care if like any given day you miss goal. If you start to miss goal 3 or 4 days in a row, then that is the start of a trend. And I would highly encourage you pivoting and engaging in levers that cause change, whether that's, you know, increasing call volume and getting the phone to ring more, or ensuring that you're doing those ride-alongs so your guys are closing when you get into the houses, whatever that is. But looking at the numbers for the most part with the right people force you to ask the right questions.